What really makes a vehicle great? Is it, how fast it goes or maybe how luxurious the inside feels? Or is it something more fundamental like knowing you're genuinely safe inside? Today, we're doing a deep dive into the Mazda 3 2026. We're looking specifically at the safety data, the proof behind its promise to protect you.
That's right. We're synthesizing the official crash test results and looking closely at the active safety tech. Basically, how well does it handle an impact, and crucially, how well does it help you avoid one in the first place? We're sticking strictly to the data from the key sources here.
Okay, let's get into it then. When we talk about validating safety, what kind of hard numbers, what sort of proof are we looking for?
Well, the first stop is usually the objective tests. So from the U.S. government's NHTSA, that's the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, the Mazda 3 scored the highest possible rating, 5 stars overall.
5 stars, okay. And that covers the main crash scenarios.
Exactly. That single rating covers frontal impact, side impact, and importantly, rollover resistance tests. It's a really comprehensive benchmark.
Got it. That's the government side. But people often talk about the IIHS, the Insurance Institute for Highway Safety. They seem to have a reputation for being, well, tougher. Why is their rating, like the top safety pick or top safety pick plus Eller, such a big deal?
Yeah, they are definitely rigorous. The IIHS goes beyond some government tests, focusing on crash types that reflect more real-world, sometimes trickier situations. Think about the small overlap front test. That one's notoriously difficult.
Right. So how does the Mazda 3 manage to score well there? What does it take?
It really comes down to the underlying structure first. To get those top good ratings in crashworthiness from IHS, you need a really strong passive safety foundation. And that's where Mazda's Ski-Active E-Body comes in.
Okay, tell me about that. What is the Ski-Active E-Body?
It's Mazda's engineering approach to the vehicle's frame. They use a significant amount of ultra-high-strength steel, especially in critical zones like the pillars around the windshield. The whole idea is to create a rigid cage that absorbs impact energy, but also channels it away from the people inside.
Ah, I see. So it's about energy management during the crash itself.
Precisely. That structure, working together with the standard airbag system, usually 6 or 7 airbags depending on the market.
Right.
That's what earns those top marks from both NHTSA and IIHS.
Okay, so that covers the passive side, surviving the impact. But you mentioned avoiding the crash altogether. Let's shift gears to the active safety systems. What's in Mazda's iActiveSense suite?
Right, this is the technology that's constantly working before an accident happens. It's a whole suite. But the core is automatic emergency braking, AEB. That's huge.
And that often includes pedestrian detection too, right?
Yes, very often it does, which is obviously vital in urban areas. Then you have the systems that help with awareness, like blind spot monitoring, BSM, which is almost always paired with rear cross traffic alert. Really useful for backing out of parking spots.
Okay, so AEB, BSM, RCTA, those are becoming fairly standard. What else is key in the iActiveSense package, especially thinking about, say, highway driving?
That's where things like the adaptive cruise control come in. Mazda calls it MRCC, Mazda Radar Cruise Control. It automatically maintains a set following distance from the car ahead.
Which can really cut down on driver fatigue on long trips.
Absolutely. And it works hand in hand with lane departure warning and lane keep assist systems, which help nudge you back into your lane if you start to drift. It's all about reducing driver workload and maintaining awareness.
And are there more advanced features on, like, the higher trim levels?
Yeah, you can often get things like a 360-degree view monitor, which makes parking and low-speed maneuvering much easier, and also a driver attention alert system that monitors your driving patterns for signs of fatigue.
Interesting. So it's a pretty comprehensive package overall.
It really is. And the main point here, I think, is that the Mazda 3 2026 isn't just about looking good or having a nice interior. It genuinely pairs that premium feel with, well, objectively top-tier safety ratings from the leading independent bodies. You're getting that engaging drive and serious protection.
So thinking about this from the driver's perspective, it's interesting. The source material actually mentions Mazda's choice to stick primarily with a physical rotary dial for the infotainment system. They see it as a safety feature, less distraction, keeping your eyes on the road.
That makes sense. Touchscreens can definitely pull your focus.
Exactly. So it makes you wonder, right? If manufacturers are consciously making design choices like that for safety, what other, maybe less obvious design elements could be the layout of the gauges, the angle of the seat, even the feel of the steering wheel? What other small things might actually be working to keep your focus sharp and ultimately make you safer behind the wheel? Something to maybe think about next time you're driving.